Best-selling business books promise to teach you the winning formula and reveal the secrets of success. But the inconvenient truth is really that exponential success in business is largely based on luck. No rule exists for achieving exponential performance because it usually requires doing something different or novel, and there can be no recipe for such innovation. Research provides systematic evidence that luck plays a critical role in such performance, not only in business but also in music, movies, science, and professional sports. A key finding is that more can be gained by paying more attention to second best. Let me explain. Let's look at the music industry. If a new band or musician has a top 20 hit, should a music label immediately try to sign them? An analysis of more than 8,000 acts in the US Billboard 100s from 1980 to 2008 would suggest not. Music label bosses should instead be looking to sign up those reaching positions between 22 and 30. In other words, the second best. A common feature of artists charting in the top ranks is that they enjoyed a runaway success. A classic example is Gangnam Style. The music video went viral beyond anyone's foresight. Since such an outcome involved exponential luck, their success was unsustainable. In fact, artists charting in the top 20 will likely see their next single achieve between 40 and 45 on average, regressing disproportionately more to the mean than their lower performing counterparts. Those charting between 22 and 30, meanwhile, have the highest predicted future rank for their next single. Their less exponential performances suggests that their success depends less on luck, making their performance a more reliable predictor of their merit as well as future performances. This is where music label bosses will find the hidden gems. The same happens in the business world. For example, the fastest growing firms, such as those on Fortune's 100 fastest growing companies list, they usually attract the most media attention, investment, and imitation. Research show that the consecutive year growth rates of firms are almost random, but a systematic less is more effect can occur. Businesses with the top current growth rate have significantly lower expected growth rate the next years than firms with a high but less extreme current growth rate. This suggests that top performers are not only luckier than the rest, but also become predictably worse. However, selling the problematic idea of learning from the most successful continues to prosper. For example, many business bestsellers, such as In Search of Excellence, the most widely owned book in the US between 1986 and 2006, share a formula. First, we select a few successful firms that beat the odds and achieved excellence. Then, analyze shared practices of these firms from when they moved from good to great and frame these practices as the principles for others that aspire to become great. An overlooked caveat is that the exceptional performances featured in these bestsellers typically do not last. Take the firms featured in the 3 most popular business booksellers. Research showed that the significant improvements of these firms before being featured were followed by systematic disappointments. Out of the 50, 16 failed within 5 years after the books were published. 23 became mediocre as they underperformed in the S&P 500 index. Only 5 out of the remaining 11 firms maintained a similar level of excellence compared to when they were featured in the books. What happened after becoming great is clearly not enduring greatness, but instead strong regression to the average. For a truly great company, the big thing is never any specific line of business, product, idea, or invention. The big thing is your underlying architecture being properly conceived. Nevertheless, such a misleading success formula is still very popular in business media and education. There's a growing number of lists that feature top-performing CEOs, firms, and entrepreneurs. One possible reason for this may be a fundamental paradox in human behavior. The more uncertain the world becomes, the more people seek out and rely on seemingly certain solutions and strong leaders.